Good morning, 7th and 8th grade grammar lovers. This week we're talking about adjectives, their function, and why they're important. So just a quick review. Last week we talked about how nouns answer this question, what thing? And that thing could be ideas, it could be people, it could be places, it could be objects, it could be one or more than one, and usually articles are before them, and nouns can be owned or loaned. Okay. Now, adjectives answer this question. They answer questions about like color. They answer the question, what kind of thing? And they talk about color, shape, size, number, condition, age, weather, temperature, and origin. Okay, origin is where something is from. I'm going to give you a little challenge. And in class we did this. And you're going to have to describe a suspect, but you're not allowed to use adjectives. So remember, you're not allowed to use anything that answers the questions that talk about color, shape, size, number, condition, age, weather, temperature, and origin. Okay, so think about that. Try and describe this person without using color, shape, size. You can only use nouns. And this one might be kind of easy because technically this person's name is a noun, right? And the team they play for is a noun. And even the position they play is a noun. So you could do all that. Let's check out another one. How about this one, right? This car is a car. You can say it has doors, it has wheels, but we can't describe it. We can't say it's red. We can't say that it's fast. We can't say where or how it was made. We just can use nouns, all right? Same thing with this one, right? You can say she's a girl. Say that she is a character, but you can't say anything to describe her. Can't say she's green, can't say she has red hair, can't say anything like that. It makes it difficult. So when we can't use nouns, Clifford here, when we can't use adjectives, we run up against a wall, and that wall is that we can't describe things. We can't describe things at all. And so what adjectives do is they give you information. So adjectives give more information about nouns, right? We need that information. And they fit into these categories: opinion, size, shape, condition, age, and color, right? They answer these questions: what kind of idea? What kind of person? What kind of emotion? What kind of thing? That's what adjectives do. They also fall into this category as well. What kind of pattern? What kind of origin? What kind of material? What kind of purpose? Okay? So adjectives, again, they answer that question, what kind of thing? They modify nouns. And just by saying they modify nouns, all that means is they add information about nouns. They describe nouns. Okay? So as we look at here, you see, I love that old car you have. Okay? We see there's an adjective, an article there, right? That. Pointing towards something. Remember from last week that articles point towards something. But in between that thing is a descriptor word, old. Old, that's the adjective, right? What type of information is it giving? So as you complete this activity, I'd like you to identify the information that is given by the adjective, right? There are two adjectives here, but the rest of them only have one adjective, all right? So if you want to pause this video and go ahead and do this presentation, go ahead, this worksheet. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, mind-blowing, as you see the emoji, that some nouns can be adjectives, but it depends on how they're used in a sentence. Again, it depends on how they're being used in that sentence. Okay, the football. There's an article. It can be plural. It can be singular. Okay, we know this is a noun. Noun, check. There's an article in front of it. It's a concrete noun. There can be one, and it can be owned or loaned. Okay, it's a noun all the way through. Cool. Check this out, though. Some nouns can be adjectives if they give descriptive information about the noun they are next to. The football player. What kind of player? Home and school are nouns. Homeschool teacher. What kind of teacher? Love is an abstract noun. We talked about that last week. A love story. What kind of story is the question that answers. A baseball equals a concrete noun. A baseball bat. What kind of bat? The kitchen. Cool, it's a noun. The kitchen cabinet. What kind of cabinet? Okay. So I'd like you to practice identifying adjectives. All right, so again in this sentence, similar to the last activity, pick out the adjectives here, highlight the adjectives, and underline the nouns that you are adding information to, and what kind of information is being added, once again. Okay, now where are adjectives placed? In Spanish, we say la casa roja, which means the red house. If you translate it literally into English, though, it's literally the house red. That sounds weird in English. Or the castle red. It's really the red castle. In Spanish, adjectives usually come after the noun they describe. In English, it's different, though. We kind of have a lot of flexibility. In English, we have adjectives that come before and after. So you need to know these ways. It can be article, adjective, noun, which we talked about a little bit last week, or it can be article, noun, plus a verb, plus an adjective. Let's check that out. The nice guy. What kind of guy? Well, the nice guy. That guy is nice. Still answering the same information, it's just not right next to it. That's the article, that's the noun, that's the verb, that is the adjective. Okay, so take a second to look at these examples. The tasty sandwich, that sandwich is tasty. I hate that ugly sofa in the living room. The sofa in the living room is ugly. They all follow one of these two patterns. There's one more pattern that adjectives and nouns can take form in, and it's the same pattern that is in Spanish. But in English, we only use noun and adjective when we're in a formal situation. So the Attorney General, that's a formal term. God Almighty, formal term. Postmaster General, formal term. All right. So you need to remember that in English we only put the noun before the adjective like this, right next to each other, with no verb in between, when we're trying to be formal and fancy. And formal writing is used in official business, religious writing, religious ceremonies, or professional settings. Okay, these are all some common suffixes that come with adjectives, and I'd like you to take a second to pause this and look at these and look these over. And please take some time to practice identifying the suffixes, maybe highlight them in your notebook, and tell me the word that is the adjective here, and then what's the meaning of the suffix when it's attached to this specific word, okay? And same thing with these exercises as well. And that is the end of our adjectives presentation.